So good evening, everybody, and how are you guys doing today? This is a pre-recorded show. I'm actually out in Kitchener right now. If you guys are in the Kitchener area, come out today to the Indigenous proper powwow that's happening right now at the Dune Heritage Crossroads. But besides that, though, how was your week, Eva?
My week was very busy. We had lots of things going on. Last weekend was also very busy. So I'm tired.
Yeah, yeah. So right now, I know though that while we're doing the recording, you said though that you actually had your support worker actually out today. Am I
Yes,
correct?
my physical therapist.
Yeah. And you said that you did a lot of walking. How much walking did you do?
I did over 700 steps today, which does not sound like a lot to some people who do 7,000 steps, but for me, that's great. I've gone from doing under 200 and I'm now up into 600 steps.
Yeah.
And I'm working to 700 and then 1,000 steps.
Yep.
It's my goal.
And
I mean,
it does take time, right? So, and I do say congratulations.
thank you.
No
Thank you.
problem. No problem. So, you have also had family over, you were saying, though, throughout the
Yes, this
week?
weekend, my
Yep.
sister, my youngest brother was here. He was helping my mother do some stuff around the house, but it was good. We had a lot of good conversation. He does watch our podcast.
Awesome. So, hi, brother. So,
And my sister was here.
yes.
Uh, both on Saturday. My sister stayed over until Sunday. So we had a lot of conversation, which is good.
Yeah.
And so Saturday I had less than 300 steps. So
Well, don't worry. It's just still the fellowship, right? But what type of tracker are you using?
uh I will show you.
Because I know for myself, though, I'm using Step Tracker. That's the one I'm using actually on my phone.
Mine is on my phone.
Yeah.
Mine just erased. I can't believe that.
You can always get them uploaded through your.
There is yesterday's.
All right.
Shoot. Hang
Yeah.
on.
Well, don't worry, don't worry. If it deleted, for anybody that's interested, you can always get yours. If you do a lot of steps, though, you can. There's a lot of apps actually on your phone. Since we always carry our phone with us, you can actually now get them. Again, though, the one I'm using though is called Step Apps. And it's
Yeah.
really good though. So, do you know which one though that you were using though? Until you got that deleted by accident.
I don't even know how I deleted it, but it's on my phone. You can see it right here. It's right there, and it's health something. It has all kinds of stuff. I can record my diabetic or my sugar. It's got all kinds of stuff on it. Plus, put it in your pocket and it records the steps.
Yep.
It may come back. I don't know. This is the first time something like that has happened, and I apologize for moving all over the place. For some reason, I'm sliding out of my chair.
Well, hey, it could do with tonight's topic though that we're talking about, which you guys are listening to right now, actually in the afternoon here on Saturday. And today's topic though that we're talking about though is the law of attraction on me, and basically the five signs though that somebody is manifesting you. So we do apologize for last week's show, but again, those we've been talking about this type of stuff for the past couple of weeks. Yeah, so has anything like that happened to any of us? Like, do you know if somebody's using some stuff actually on you and it feels weird though? You keep on running the same person time after time. We're not singing Cyndi Lauper. So, but yeah, do you know if somebody's been using actually the law of attraction actually on you? So we're gonna take a look actually at that stuff. Eva's got her footnotes, and Eva,
Yep, I do.
Eva, if you would sort of want to pop actually on and sort of let us know.
Well, one
Go
of the things
ahead.
I want to say at first, or before we get started, is this is not a. I just lost it. Boy, I'm not doing good. There we go. Um, I was telling somebody about this law of attraction, and the first thing they said, "Oh, it's a love spell," and I'm going like, No, that's a whole different ball game. This is just letting things happen, if that makes any sense, as opposed to forcing something to happen. And that's the difference between the laws of attraction and a love spell.
Yeah.
And one thing about the law of attractions that I think is the most important thing is that, how can I say this? All right, with a love spell, you're forcing the energies. With the law of attraction, you're letting it happen naturally. Or
That's the best.
yeah.
That's the best way to put it. Basically, yeah, it's true.
And so when you say, is somebody using the law of attraction on me? I can't say that it's not quite using them, but it's part of the law of attraction. It's like you're starting to operate on the same wavelength.
Yeah, 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 and it's true. It's true though, because like we all have different grids that we're actually on, and with the grid though is for some of our grids will intertwine with each other, right? And it's sort of like whenever you look actually on Google or whatever, if you look for sound waves, you'll see the interaction of the sound wave, and that's sort of like what Eva was actually indicating. So that's sort of like our lives. Like our lives are
Yes.
going up and down. They're crossing paths, but some of them are always crossing, always right beside each other.
But I
So
think the law of attraction is, like I was saying before, it's all of a sudden our vibrations start synchronizing,
yeah,
if that makes any sense.
yeah.
Oh, there she goes.
Bye, mom.
Hi there.
So,
Did you hear? She said hi
yes,
back.
yes, yeah. Everybody heard her. Everybody heard her, which is awesome. It's like
Going all over Canada
yes, even on the
or
states,
whatever.
even in the
Yeah, all over
states.
the states.
Yes, so
And if their son, whatever, it's going all over the world.
so true, so true. It's like that's so yeah. The uh, so Eva has pointed out some good stuff, and it's true though. So again, though, is the attraction though is not to do with love. Love is forceful. Attraction is to do with occurrences that happen over and over and over. So yeah. So where do we want to start actually tonight?
Well, let's start with the top of the list. So they suddenly pop into your mind. And I think that's kind of a simplistic way of saying, well, I shouldn't even say that. I apologize. Um, it's like you don't think about this person like forever, and all of a sudden they're just there.
Yeah.
Um,
Or even like people from high school,
yeah,
right? They're there and out of the blue. It's like holy cow! Like you were thinking about them for 5 minutes prior
yeah,
to, right? And then all of a sudden they're there. Yeah,
yeah. And I've had that happen where the other thing I can use, I was thought about when I was reading this, is like the phone ring. You think about a person and the phone rings, and it's them.
yeah,
Not necessarily somebody you hadn't heard from in a long time, but someone who, just somebody you've been thinking about. And the phone rings and it's them. And it's that kind of a situation, but it's like you have not thought of this person at all. And all of a sudden you get a phone call, or you somehow they pop into your mind, and it goes from there.
Well, whenever I give you a call, do you sometimes so that this happens to you? Is there a certain ringer though that happens for me,
You mean
or
like on my phone?
yeah?
Uh, no, I have just a general one because I wouldn't be able to keep them straight. I wouldn't be able to remember.
So, well, I know,
But if I
I know,
did,
I know. Sometimes
yeah.
when I call you, you always like, "Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you."
Yes.
So,
So are we attracted to each other?
who knows? Look. All right, we only met once in person,
That's true.
right? And
There was something. It clicked.
yeah, you and I, we've clicked so good, and it's funny though because we're on pretty much the same wavelength. So it's like a so our next one though we're gonna look at though is have you had dreams about them? Now not now this one here is we're not gonna be talking about actually to do with sexual dreams. It's to do with dreams like you're out somewhere, right? Since our minds are portraying though to do with locations.
Can I use an example that happened just recently? I have been waiting to do this program because of that. I had a dream about a person, and in this dream, he was kind of taking care of me. For some reason, it was like this person was a nurse, and it was just a very strange dream because this person is not anywhere near a nurse. And I thought, well, that's strange. I have not thought about them in a long time. And I came online, and his sister had messaged me, and it was my brother sends his regards. He's he said he mentioned you, and something else came up, and so it was like, whoa,
Yes.
it happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it does happen.
It's like gosh. Well, it was funny though because yesterday though I was over at my parents' place, cleaning up until my friend got the call to do with her aunt. But anyways, so it was, her and I were chit chatting, and she turned around and said it'd be funny if my uncle calls me. Right. So she was kind of predicting that. She didn't know about her aunt, and then all of a sudden, what happens is a phone call happens. She gets a call indicating know about her aunt altogether.
Mm.
So yeah, so stuff like that actually is weird. But with dreams though, lately with myself though, I'm looking back to last August while I was in the hospital, and I had dreams so that such and such person was a nurse. It was one of my former bosses that her and we never got along. But I turned around and I told her wife, this is what I had a dream of. And she goes, it's a nice dream though, but unfortunately she won't take that field. What has happened though is today I went down to the store, found out her wife was actually going through for the program, and the wife didn't even know that. So yeah.
Interesting.
So that's actually happened, yes.
It is interesting. And, you read stuff and you think, right. But as you read, then, wait a minute, that happened. Wait a minute, that happened. And it does happen.
Yep.
And when it does, it just kind of, I don't want to say it shakes you up, but yeah, it shakes you up. I'm all shook up.
Yeah. So our next one though that we're gonna look at, I'm gonna give this one to you because you were talking about this before we.
Yeah, suddenly hearing them or smelling them or which one about the song?
Yeah.
What was the song? God, I can't even remember.
But it was a song though. Yes.
It was a song. Oh, I can't even remember. Boy, my mind is really going today. And I heard the song and I was kind of singing it, and I felt and heard my friend Ray, who was a sailor. And then I heard my uncle, who was in the service. He was in the Army. And then I heard my father, who was also in the service. And I just felt his presence. I could hear him. It was there. I can't. I felt like if I turned around, he would be standing there behind me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I sort of had the same thing. So for myself, though, I'm a very, very light sleeper. Even though that some people say I'm a heavy sleeper, but no, I'm actually a light sleeper. So what had happened though is there's a beautiful indigenous song, and it's called "Mama's Little Boy." Now, while I was actually having a full dream, I was personally not thinking about my mother, nothing at all, and the song started coming actually into my dream. I woke up, and the dream was loud and clear. I could hear it loud and clear. So since my mother just recently passed away, God bless her soul, she was with me, right? And she's making more presence right now than anything else. So I'm thinking though that she's helping me to direct which way I need to go. So and then the smell. Sometimes people smell roses.
You know that roses in the Catholic Church is a sign of sainthood.
Yeah.
Um, it's very interesting. I went to visit Father Solanus, or went to his where he's laid out, buried. I'm not really sure, in Detroit.
Yeah.
Um, and you can smell the roses. It's there, and it's not because there were roses, lots of roses, but it's a you can't. This is not a fake smell. This is really roses, and there were no roses there.
Yeah. So that there's to do with the spiritual side, right? And the other thing though is, say if you're walking down, all of a sudden you smell a certain fragrance. It could be with a fragrance coming from any store, and then also you turn around and the person is there. Right, and it's like, holy, like where did you come from? Right, and you turn around and say, well, are you stalking me? But the person's like, no, but you say it actually as a joyful way to the person, right? Because anytime though that you smell the smell, the person's there,
Hmm.
right?
Which kind of ties in with the next one.
Yep. Go ahead.
Well, you were discussing it, so you
Yeah.
go
All
ahead.
right, right. So I'm just waiting. So that where is keep on running into them. Yes. So yeah, that there kind of deals more with that category than the last one, but still, it's with the smell. Basically, those you could be out anywhere. You could be out shopping. You could be at an amusement park. You could be just walking down the street. I know for Eva, unfortunately, there's no sidewalks really, probably.
Well, out in the country, if you run into them, it'll probably be with your car.
Yes.
Sorry, that was bad. Uh, Actually, running into someone out here in the boonies, if you do run into them, you pay attention, because it's like, wait a minute, you know, uh, especially like if somebody is like, say, from my hometown, Brown City,
Yeah.
and you go over to a couple towns over, like Marlette, and you run into them, that's when you start really paying attention, because chances of running into somebody in even the outlying or the villages, towns, cities that are around you, the chances of that happening is even less.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's different there, right, compared to here in Southern Ontario, because everything is so close to each other.
Hmm.
Um, like what I mean though is our population size for where I live though is quite huge. We've got two universities here, but they're actually all scattered. We have one college, but it's actually all scattered in different locations. So yes, it is quite big compared to the country. But like, I love what Eva said though. You could be a couple of cities over, or what we say towns over, and you're running into the same person. So it's blown though, because a lot of people though you don't realize it until all of a sudden it starts happening.
The thing is with these sort of things, it's like I say, it kind of goes with your vibes are getting in sync. And when you start running into someone like that, they even become more in sync, if that makes any sense at all.
Yes, we're not talking about actually NSYNC, the music group.
No, 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 no. I don't even know any songs that they sang.
So
So,
it's like us, but yeah, it's just coordination though. So our next one though is your mood suddenly shifts, right? And that one there, I've seen a lot of people though. They're calm, they're content, and then all of a sudden, not even before the person notices, their whole body shifts big time, right? You could tell though that there's a different shift altogether, and it's just by looking at somebody, the way that they have their actions, their tone of voice, and also the way that they carry themselves.
well, and two, it's like, how can I say this? You have a certain uh emotional signpost, whatever you want to call it. All of a sudden, all of it changes. It's like the light changes. You went from red to green. Uh, and sometimes it happens that fast. It's like, wait a minute, what? The speed of light sort of a thing. And there's no explanation. That's the whole thing. There doesn't seem to be any explanation. And then all of a sudden, uh, you get that feeling about them. In other words, you're talking with me, and all of a sudden whoa, and it's like, oh, I just thought of so and so or such and such because so and so did that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Sometimes I say things and it doesn't.
It does honestly. There's ones because again, it's like you're thinking about the person, right? And it's the way they'll let the person and your energy is connected in different ways. So all of our energies are not the same 24/7.
No.
Right, and it depends though. It's basically going saying from one. If there's two different packs of wolves, okay, and there's one wolf that leaves the calm pack, and it walks along the little path. It walks along the little creek, and then also notices the aggressive pack of wolves. Right away, though, the animal actually has to defend itself, so it gets more aggressive, like the pack though that's ahead of them, for that wolf to join in with the next pack. That's exactly the best way to actually describe to most people that are listening.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
So,
wolves are very fascinating anyway.
Yes, they are. They are. It's like God. So. But yeah, those again though are the top 5 though that we've actually discussed. So again, those we're gonna sort of recap those. So the first one though that we're looking at though is they suddenly pop in your mind.
Sorry.
It's alright. I love the actions that you do. For those that are listening, right? Eva's like pops open like a jack in the. Like a little thing actually in the Jackbox. So the second one though that we discussed though,
and you have dreams about them.
Yeah, and that right there is not to do sexual. That's to do with nice, calm, relaxed dreams.
Yes, and it's not a sexual dream. Believe me.
Yeah.
In most cases, it's kind of interesting because the dreams turn out to be really comically strange, if that's of any sense to anyone. They're really great dreams though.
Yeah.
You remember them. That's the other thing. You will remember them. Sorry.
So, it's all right. Our next one though that we looked at though is they suddenly, basically those, you suddenly hear them or even you smell them. So that right there, we took a look actually at the spiritual, and also we took a look actually at the normal side. So you were going to say something, Eva?
Yeah, it's kind of like it hits one of your 5 senses. You smell them, you hear them, you feel their presence. You can even feel their touch. like a hand on the shoulder, that sort of thing. So it's your senses are brought into this, not just hearing and seeing or smelling them, but you also will see them
Yeah.
but not like you and I are looking at each other through
The camera.
the pod, the
Yeah.
camera, but it's like uh, behind you, and you'll see some kind of reflection on your computer screen, but there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Happens to me all the time.
So gotcha. And then our next one, which is number 4, though, is you keep on running into them now, not with the transport truck or the pickup truck. It's just basically walking down the street. I like the way you were gonna say. Go ahead.
There she was, just walking down the street. Sorry.
So yes.
I know, I've got a song for everything.
Yeah. And then go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, the song I was trying to remember, by the way, was "Where Have All the Flowers Gone?"
And that was actually to do with the dream section.
No, that had to do with feeling their presence.
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about
That's
that.
okay.
So, and then our final
That's
one,
okay.
our final one, number 5, that was basically though is your mood suddenly changed. So what you guys just saw there, it was a great example. The reason why is because if you know, so I turn around and I said those do with a different category. Eva corrected me, and also my basically language totally changed so fast, and that's a great example for that one. So yes.
And the other thing that we need to remember is that this does not necessarily indicate a love thing.
Yeah.
That's an entirely different ball game.
Isn't that the one over there in the left field?
Something like that.
So,
I'm just thinking of that CCR. Put me in, coach. Center field.
yes.
Put me in, coach.
So,
Anyway, this is more of just people reconnecting. People reconnecting is a good way to put it. A love spell or a love attraction or a love this can develop into love, a romantic thing, but this is not a love spell. That is playing with very different energies, very different goals, very different aspect of the whole thing. Do not confuse them. This is I want to say it's more innocent. It's like life happens. Love
yeah.
spells are forcing something. This is not.
Yeah. It's like
Did I make my point?
it's true. It's true though. It's true though, because so many people get things mixed up. Right.
Yes.
They hear us talking about one thing, and their mind goes somewhere else. Right. And again, though, is like what Eva said. It's not to do with love. This one here is to do with a normal everyday action, basically.
Yes.
Right. It's like so yeah, we do say thanks a lot for joining in. Join us next week. Next week though, we've got another great topic coming up, and one though I started thinking about though that we might deal with though, and I posted it today actually on my Facebook page. I don't know if Eva saw it, but anyway, so it was basically though is, have you ever had dreams though that people though that you pay attention to, like sort of like us. All right, since we're calm, we're cool, we're collective, right? We're trying to let you guys know about certain information, but you have a dream, and then all of a sudden their actions actually in the dream are way different than what they are in front of the camera. Right.
Like one of us is really a serial killer.
Hey, I told you not to tell my secret.
I'm not telling your secret. I'm just thought, oh, you too?
Yes.
I knew there was a lot that we were had in similarities.
Well, it's like the old saying though. Hitchhiker's walking down the street. Right, he gets picked up, and the driver says, "Well, how do you not know that I'm a serial killer?" passenger that got picked up said that makes two of us. So
I like that one.
yeah, it's like that's. But yeah, no, that's one topic that we might discuss about.
Serial killers?
No, not serial killers. To do with the dreams of people not being exactly how they are, and
Yeah, that's a good one.
so yeah, right, and that there does make a lot of sense. So with people,
Well, dreams are strange things anyway. We talked about the Matrix
yeah,
and how we could possibly be in it. How do we know we're not part of somebody else's dreams?
so true. So yeah, so we might sounds like we'll probably discuss that. But again, those join us here live actually next week. And if you guys are still in the Waterloo region taking part, come out to the Dune Heritage Crossroads for the true Indigenous celebration.
Of?
All right, the powwow. We'll be out there. We can't wait to meet you. That's going to be actually Trevor, the host actually of HauntingLIVE podcast, and yours truly, Brother Chris. We have a table out there, so come on out and actually celebrate with us. All right, too bad though that you weren't local, or else you guys would be able to actually meet Eva also. So yeah.
Yes, I would love to. When I start driving, I will be over there. You can trust me on that.
That's awesome. So, yep. So you guys take it easy, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.
Okie doke. Have a great week.
Be sure to book your readings with Gypsy Lady Eva. Book your readings with and Brother Chris. Another great podcast to listen to is Haunting Live Podcast with your host Trevor, interviewing tons of people throughout the world. Listen on any of your podcast providers.
Check out our new website at HauntingLivePodcast.com.